What's up, guys? In this video, I want to do something a little bit different. I saw that over the last few days, there have been a lot of current events that have been taking place that are huge, and I figured, why not start, discussing these? I like discussing these things with my friends. I figured it'd be cool if I could discuss them on camera as well. So in today's video, two things I wanted to talk about is Elon Musk putting a limit on the number of posts you can see on Twitter and why I believe he did that. And I also want to go over what happened yesterday where the Supreme Court overturned a huge case for the LGBTQ community. So let's get started. So first, Elon Musk, he put a limit on the number of posts people on Twitter can see. And basically his reason for doing this, and I quote, is to address extreme levels of data scraping and system manipulation. And for this, they put the following temporary limits. Verified accounts are limited to reading 6,000 posts a day. Unverified accounts are limited to 600 posts a day. And new unverified accounts are limited to 300 posts a day. Now, my thoughts on this and why I believe he did this, I think it's pretty obvious. I saw an interview recently with Elon Musk, and I love this guy. I think he's a genius. I think it's crazy how he manages so many companies. Like, dude, Tesla, SpaceX, The Boring Company, Neuralink, there's so many, and Twitter. Each company can have one focused CEO, and this guy's just managing all of them. And I think it's insane, and I don't know how this guy does it. I heard he doesn't sleep, but there's a lot of people that don't sleep. I don't know anyone who can manage huge companies like this. So in an interview recently that I was watching, he said that Twitter is actually losing money. And, that's obvious. As soon as he took over Twitter, there's a lot of people that are boycotting it. He lost a lot of advertisers. So apparently, I think he lost 50% of the advertisers, something like that. Now, to overcome this, and I think in that interview, he also mentioned that it's losing like $2 billion a year, which that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You can't be doing that for too long, even if you're Elon Musk. So one of the things that he did was he cut the staff. I mean, it's crazy to think about, but Twitter today has 20% of the staff that it did just a few years ago before Elon Musk took over. Now, that doesn't mean that he fired or laid off all of these people. A lot of people left by choice. A lot of people he let go of. Regardless, 20% of the employees will still work at Twitter, and 80% of them are gone, and the company is still running, right? Twitter is still on. They still have a lot of updates they're rolling out. It's okay. Now, one of the big things he rolled out, so that's one thing. When you want to become profitable, there's two things you could really do. You can cut costs, and you can find ways to make more money. One of the ways he cut costs is, getting rid of 80% of the workforce. That's trimming the fat. Now, what he did to make money is, as a lot of you guys probably know, he introduced the $8 a month fee to have a verified account. Now, at the time, this was considered crazy. Oh my God, he's making people pay to use this service. It's stupid, blah, 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 blah. Literally, like, shortly after, Instagram literally did the same thing. You could be verified for like $9 a month or $16 a month, something like that. No one thought that was a big deal. So from there, that's one way he thought he could make money. And I genuinely feel like he was trying to push that to make more money, to try to get the company to be a little more profitable, or at least lose less money. And I think that's why it's limiting the posts, because as you can tell, people who are verified can see 10 times the amount of posts as people that are unverified. This is just another reason for someone to pay for verification, especially if you are an avid user of Twitter. Now, personally, I don't have a verified account on Twitter. I don't use it enough. And I don't post, honestly. I actually use Twitter a lot just to see other posts. But now this is another reason for someone like me to join, because at the time, prior to this, I had no reason to pay for verification. I got 10 followers on Twitter. Majority of the time I use Twitter to follow other accounts. And I think that's what makes Twitter so powerful. You can follow and get the latest news if you're on Twitter. And now that you're only limited to 600 posts, this is one reason why I might consider getting verified on Twitter, especially if someone can see 6,000 posts a day right after verification. So that's that. Those are my thoughts on this whole Twitter thing. This news just came out today. Everyone's getting limited. Now let's talk about this whole LGBTQ issue with the Supreme Court. So basically, the Supreme Court. This is a news article by CNN. Supreme Court limits LGBTQ protections with ruling in favor of Christian web designer. So apparently, what happened is some web designer basically said that they cannot make websites for weddings of people in the LGBTQ community because it goes against their faith beliefs. Now, this reminds me, and I'm sure it reminds a lot of you guys also, about a story that came out a long time ago. This became huge, where someone at a bakery didn't want to bake a cake for like a gay couple, something like that. Now, that became a big issue. And, you know, as a Muslim, I have two ways of thinking about it. First of all, I do like the aspect of having the country respect my religious beliefs, even if they agree with them or not. So I, as a Muslim, if I don't want to bake a cake for a gay couple, I should have that power to do so. And I also realize the other side of it, where someone can do that same thing to me, right? Someone can refuse service to Muslims, especially if they see like some dark skin colored man with a beard. Oh, I don't want to, provide him service. That's fine. Honestly, in my opinion, that kind of stuff has been going on regardless. There's a lot of, maybe they don't do it overtly, but there's a lot of people that refuse service. They make an excuse and they don't give service to people they just don't like. And that's the nature of the world. And I feel like forcing people to provide services for people like these is putting a band-aid on the issue, because yes, the government is now forcing you to do something you don't want to do, but that's not changing your mindset at all. That's not like if someone was forced to bake a cake for me as a Muslim man, even though I knew he didn't want to, it's not really changing the deeper issue here. The deeper issue here is he doesn't want to bake a cake for me. Why? What's his reason? And, a band-aid would be, force him to do it anyways, even if he doesn't want to. The real solution is find out why he doesn't want to and what's the issue there. Now, with this whole gender stuff, no religious institution is going to be okay with that, especially like Orthodox religions. I don't know why a lot of these churches these days have pride flags all over. That's a totally different discussion. But I like having the power in a country that's built on freedom of religion and freedom of speech and freedom of expression. I should have the power to refuse to bake a cake for a gay couple if I want to. Like, that's not something that I should be forced to do. Because if you extend this, what this went to is that priests, imams, are being forced to do the marriages of gay couples when they don't even believe in it, right? They're not even believing in it, but they're forced to do it because the government makes them do it. And I think there's a big contradiction there. There's a big contradiction, and that's just my personal opinion. And so my thoughts on this court case is that I think it was a win, because at the end of the day, discrimination like that has been going on forever. What it does for religious people is that it gives them the freedom to choose if they want to provide service or not. Now, I think one of the big quotes that got famous here is that, let's see. Yes. So today, the court, for the first time in its history, grants a business open to the public a constitutional right to refuse to serve members of a protected class. I think businesses having a constitutional right to refuse service should be a given. That's freedom, right? You don't want the government to be involved in every little thing. My question is, why is the LGBTQ a protected class? I wonder if anyone else thought that. Like, why is that considered a protected class? Is it just because it's a minority? Or I don't know. Those are points that are up for discussion. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I mean, I'm not sure how my audience is going to react to this. This is the first time I'm doing a video like this. If you enjoy it, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.